A warm welcome back to the Intuitive Eye. This is the Mandarin Orange, and this week we have a celebration of Chinese New Year, which is this coming Wednesday and Thursday. So in many areas where Chinese live, we celebrate this very important festival, because it marks the beginning of a new year based on the lunar calendar. So I'm dressed this way also as a appreciation of the roots of where it come from. So it's like the Han Dynasty, right? Because on Wednesday I will be reading a book related, which is regarding how Chinese New Year come about. It will be about Nian Chu Si. So I'll be talking about how we legend of Chinese New Year, how firecrackers, how people come to wearing new clothes, for example, or even wearing red, or you see lots of red during Chinese New Year. So how did all this come about? So do stay tuned to part 2, under relaxed and sleep well to the story. And as for today, I will be sharing with you 2 keys under Intuitive Eye, what are going to influence for this week. So the first key is Jinki 30. It has already happened since Friday, from the 13th of February, and it will continue all the way until Wednesday. And then what this key is about desires, which I'm going to share in a short while. Then after that, on Thursday all the way until the following Wednesday, the key that will be affecting will be playing a victim and freedom. Alright, so let's just jump into what this key is about, Jinki 30. So Jinki 30 is about how we move into lightness. So when we talk about lightness, it simply means the lightness from the heart space, to move along with the pure heart desires, right? So in the lower states, it's about desires, and when we are able to embrace the heart's desires at its purest core, then you will move into next other part, which is called, when desires are being fulfilled, in a sense, you will feel they use the state called rapture. So basically it's a form like ecstasy. When you're in the highest moment of feeling so much desire that you feel so happy, right? So ecstatic about the whole thing. So it just rapture, it just burst in all parts of you. You just think of whether you have a time where you felt so much ecstasy to the point that you feel like you are on fire. So that's what it's all about for this week. So at the lower state, why is desire bad then? So-called lower? What happens at lower state? We are always very hungry, right, for experience. Always hungry to try new things, for example, hungry to get some things we want. It could be a goal, it can be something that is very material. For example, like whether I want to get the next item on the list that we want to buy, for example. It could be for our work, it could be for a friend, it could be another new piece of clothing, it could be also a new car, a new house, or to earn the next benchmark of money. Basically, it's the hungry for experience, or it could be even like you're hungry for a certain type of food. There's a craving behind it. So all these are all part of the desires. Honestly, all right. So why is it become like the lower state? Is because 2 things can actually happen when we're in that space. The part of us will always feel like we need to be good, the need to be right, the need to always act good and not do what's wrong, right? Not to make mistakes. Then that part of us will look at all the desires and say, oh no, I'm not going to go into that. How you want that next new piece of clothes? No, you already spent don't know how many dollars, right, on this, on the last piece, so you cannot use your money to buy this. Wait for the next time. So it sounds like a parent talking to a child. So but this parent and a child happens to be in you. All right, so end up you will say that, okay, I'm going to deny my desires. I'm going to say that I'm going to rationalize this whole thing and justify that I don't need that right now. I can perhaps like delay gratification, right, or simply repressed it. Okay, so I call it like repressed it, not looking at it, basically cutting it away. Right, so you go into a very serious mode, and everything has to be scheduled in, everything has to be planned, organized, everything has to be very, very, very disciplined. And that will become like any kind of form of desire is considered bad and it's not good, and it has to be reviewed, right? So that is immense by over serious. Now on the other end is also so this is called repressed desire. There's another type of desire whereby you feel it, right? This desire that is coming up. Oh, I just like this so much. Then you feel like there's so much, so intense emotion, right? That you feel, no, it can be very dangerous to have this. So I'm just going to be looking at it from some sense of a humor and laugh around about it, creating like kind of joke around it, and trying to be light about it, but just not owning it, not agreeing to it, or even basically, as English word, it calls it flippant around it. So whether you see it in yourself or you see it in other people, you just make jokes out of it. When it's time to be serious, you're not serious, right? When you hear about somebody's desire, you just try to make it into something like a joke, but it's not really a joke, because some people may be really upset or just trying to, express their vulnerability. But here you are, you just saying, okay, hang on, let's not get too serious about it. You can just think about it another time. It's okay not to have that. Or so funny, I'm just kidding you when I talk about I wanted this, things like that. So there's two forms of the lower states of desire. When you uncover this, you realize that inside you there is a strong need, a strong want. So then what? Now, if we can be at ease and we can really accept the desire, look at it through a child's curiosity. Be like a child. A child doesn't know what's right and wrong. They're not being conditioned yet, right? So they will touch anything that they like, they will just hold, they'll figure around it, they'll play with it, they'll explore it. Now, as adults, we can do the same too. So trust the process, trust where this desire is going. Now, if there's a part of you that says this is no good, I'm going to take this very lightly, I'm not going to go into it, I'm going to be very serious about it, then try then the next safe way will be to find safe ways to explore it at the point where you are feeling comfortable. But if you are someone who is willing to go all the way, and of course to try out, just like what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying this out in my channel right here with you, okay, and just see where it goes, right? And hopefully when I reach my 100 subscribers, I want to celebrate that, and of course share at another level, explore a bit of ASMR like what my daughter is doing, okay, and maybe I'll do it in a way where it's exploratory and also accompanying like what I normally do in my passion, right? Bringing that in, weaving that in. So the ASMR could be something like, like more meditative based, more contemplative based, more sound based, more a bit like a storytelling based. Yeah. So I intend to actually have a bit of that as a way to celebrate every time I reach every 100. All right. So that is something like a reward I give to myself. And again, I know that this is part of me. I'm actually okay about it, right? And I'm just dressing up because I just enjoy it. So it's just going along with the desire that you have and knowing that you're still very safe around it. That whether people actually judge you or not, I think the key here is whether you are more comfortable in your own skin or not. And ultimately, if we all can go with the desires of the deepest of our hearts, I feel that this world will be definitely more colorful, more beautiful, in many ways, more vibrant, because we are here to express, right? While we also have this aspect of us to get things done, but it's also about time in this era to come back to really who we are, to really express ourselves now that the world is more stable and settled in many ways. It has gone too far in the extreme, the other end, of being too serious, of being too evaluating, of being too much organization, planning, transactions, and so on. So it's time to actually go back into the playful space again, explore, and to see what is this desire that we have always been putting away, right? So this from Friday, okay, I apologize because my channel comes only on like Sunday, so I'll try to put this up by Sunday latest now. Okay, though sometimes I might be a little like late because of some other things I also have to look after in my life, like being a mom, okay, and being other aspects of myself, of course, self-improving and mastery and loving my meditations and some of my other routines. But then on top of that, also some of the things that I have to do, and yet I know there's a part that here I have to show up, right? And so it's about how we can, I'm sharing you this, my own example is just to share with you that we bring in our own inner discipline, at the same time bringing the playfulness and allow it all to happen, because all these are all aspects of us. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so explore it. Right, so we have missed out 2 days already, Friday, Saturday, today is Sunday. Alright, so if it's like a Sunday night for you, like in my country is right now, or it could be a Sunday morning, then explore. If not, there's still Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right, to explore this. And of course, if you're going to go on to explore a little further into the week, by all means go ahead. Well, the energy is definitely going to shift then. Alright, it's going to shift into another key, which I'm going to share in a very short while, in the next 1 or 2 minutes. But what I'm trying to share here right now is when we allow and trust that desire at the deepest core of our hearts and explore it with the purity and innocence of a child, then the desire will shift into lightness. It might be a little clumsy at first, alright, because there could be a lot of repressed feelings around desire that might show up. But after a while, when it comes to a good momentum, it will shift into lightness, which is a gift. Then you will experience lots of ecstasy because you enjoy, oh my god, this is so fun, so my goodness, how is it that I repressed myself so much for all these years? So you go into this place of like very ecstatic, alright, about it, so happy that it burst into flames of joy. Like you see, I mean, this is not common of people generally, but those people who really go all the way full out in every part of their body, they will experience this energetic state of rapture. So here we are given around like 7 days, 5 to 7 days around there to experience this on a collective level. You'll see a lot of desires going on around. Some people will actually repress it, be very more serious about it. There'll be some who will casually be joking about it, kidding, and trying to be light about the whole thing and denying it. And then of course there will be people who will just go ahead and just be themselves. So you can choose what you want to do, but just be aware, alright, that this is going to happen. Right, then after Wednesday, so we move on to the next key, which is Jinki 55. And what this key is about freedom. Here we talk about freedom as in like freedom in terms of having the space, having the opportunity and all means to do whatever you want on a physical level. But at the same time, at a higher state, it's about also freedom, but it's a psychological freedom. In the lower state, where you don't experience freedom, is called victimisation. Okay, so what exactly does this mean is Wednesday onwards all the way until next Tuesday. Of course, on Sunday, I'll come in again and share with you another key, but just take note, this key will go on until Tuesday. Okay, so what this key is about is that you will start to hear either yourself or other people notice more complaints, like, why are things not happening the way I want it. There will be a lot of people complaining about life in general, like they try so hard and yet these things still happen. Or, for example, all the shit that they have to face, so there will be more complaints. We'll be encountering people who are more subdued level, but they will still be complaining about it, either to themselves or to other people. Okay, so you hear that. Or people who are more generally more outward spoken, you will notice that you have to blame everything in their life. The things are not happening because, for example, it could be the government's fault, it could be my parents' fault, it could be my school's problem, it could be also my siblings' problem, right? It could be everyone else, or it could be myself. So it could be self-blame, or it could be the blame towards the outside, the people outside of you, right? Because things are not happening the way you want it. So you feel like you are being imprisoned, like you are a victim. That's how this word victimization feels. Now, in order to move out of this is to be aware, to slow down, be aware what is driving it. These are complaints. It is usually not what you see, that is not what you get, that's causing it. It's not like because you didn't do good and therefore this is what you need to end up to suffer from, cause and consequence effect. It's not necessarily that way, but it's to slow down all your 5 senses and even your 6th sense to really observe, to detach from this all drama scene, to understand what is going on, what is causing so much unhappiness in you, and unhappiness among the people around you. It's not to go and jump in and solve the problems, but to just listen, right? Because if you were to uncover further just through curiosity and just check in, then you notice that they have a deeper dream. There's some seeking for some unfulfilled. There's some seeking for fulfillment of some sort. And because they can't get it, what else can they do but to lament on their poor life? So think about it. If you really want to move out from this space, is first of all to be aware that this is happening. And then the way to do it is to own the feelings. To own these feelings, all the negativity that you are feeling is not to push it away and project on somebody else, or even to blame it all on yourself. It's just to own and say, okay, yes, I'm feeling this way right now. Maybe I'm going to need to cool down for a while. It's about being aware, to open your hearts. It's about being honest with yourself. So it requires you to have the courage to look into these negative feelings and not find somewhere outlet to blame on or to complain about. It's about being authentic, true to yourself. And once you're able to do that and own those feelings, automatically you will move into really living authentically. That's when you start to experience a greater sense of freedom, because you don't answer to anyone. Neither do others have to answer you. That's just the way things are. And when you can move inner and deeper into it, and to continue to live authentically and own every single part of you that has been disconnected from you, then you will be able to feel freedom. Because you know that you are not your mind, you are not your body, they are a part of you, but you are not that. You are more than that. And even for all those that you see outside of you, it's all a reflection of you. So, with a true understanding of life itself, or what's going on internally, that's where you really get freedom. No longer are you locked up by the false belief systems that you're conditioned with, and you will feel the joy of having freedom. With that, I shall end for this week. So I'm listening to this more and more keen to find out what's going on over here, and listen. Okay, within whatever you can hear from my voice or from the tone that I'm using, then allow that to sink deep into you. Whether you listen until you fall asleep, so that can actually become a new kind of positive conditioning, or you could allow this truth to sit within your subconscious so that they pick it up. Yeah, so that's another way. Or the third way is to analyze what I'm saying and to see it for ourselves. So do have fun, no matter which way you choose. And do leave your comments. I do look forward to how you feel about every week as we're exploring some of these things that I have shared with you. In my own explorations until today, after 4 years, I'm still exploring all the nuances, okay, of each of the keys. There's so much to discover every day. So with that, I also wish you all the same, and with the same joy that I have in your own self-discovery and how you journey your life. Leave your comments and also share how the day went for you, or what you understand from this key, right? And thanks for watching. We'll see you again.